Are you tired of listening to that inner critic judging you and beating you up for every little thing? Have you been looking for a way to get that inner critic to shut up? If you answered yes to these questions, this video is for you. I just might have the solution that you're looking for. A lot of people tend to beat themselves up for all sorts of things, myself included. But these days, when I hear people saying things like, I should have known better, I should have known that wouldn't work out, I shouldn't be so stupid, I should learn how to make better decisions. When I hear things like that, it makes me feel sad that we talk to ourselves that way. We tend to be our own worst critics, and this can become a real problem in trauma recovery. Those of us that have experienced a lot of trauma tend to beat ourselves up a lot. We criticize ourselves for the thoughts we have, the feelings we have, the responses to triggers that we have, and pretty much everything. And when we are constantly doing this, it can make recovery difficult. Oftentimes, it might be us judging and criticizing ourselves. At other times, those judgments that we're placing on ourselves come from other people and things that they've said to us in the past. And some of those things have a way of sticking with us, and we tend to start believing them. And once we start believing them, that's when we start beating ourselves up. But what trauma recovery needs is self-compassion, not self-judgment. Self-acceptance and self-love, not self-hate. Trauma recovery is hard enough without us shoulding all over ourselves. I want you to stop shoulding on yourself. And I know it's hard to do because I've been there, but I'm going to show you a way that can help you stop shoulding all over yourself today. When we talk to ourselves in these negative ways, this will be the energetic frequencies that we stay in, and it will keep us in a lower vibration, and that is not where we want to be. I know it's a hard habit to break, but it's not impossible. The key to changing this negative and toxic self-talk is in awareness. And after watching this video, you will start to be aware of when it's happening. And once you become aware of it, you'll be able to start doing something to change it. Now, this technique might sound a little crazy, and I didn't come up with it on my own, but I've tried it and I absolutely love it. A person I met through my trauma recovery gave a name to her inner critic. She calls her inner critic Sharon. And it might sound funny, and it kind of is, but it's also genius, and it helps put things into perspective. It's kind of like naming your inner critic makes it something separate from you. And when you can view that inner critic as something separate, it changes your perspective on things. Think of it like this. You would never let your friends talk to you the way this inner critic talks to you. So when that inner critic starts chirping at you and insulting you, I want you to start looking at it as something separate from you by giving it a name. And when it seems like it's something separate from you, it will make it easier to notice. And it will also make it easier to deal with. So for the sake of this video, let's call our inner critic Charlie. Throughout the day, you'll probably notice that Charlie has an awful lot of negative bullshit to tell you. Things like I mentioned earlier. I should have known better, or I'm so stupid, or I'm a loser. You get the picture. Charlie wants you to stay in that lower vibrational frequency where Charlie is comfortable. And Charlie is a colossal asshole and not someone you would ever voluntarily want to spend any time with. So how do you conquer Charlie's negative talk and energy? Simply by noticing it. Whenever Charlie starts with the insults and the put downs, just do what you would do if it was one of your friends. Tell Charlie to shut the fuck up and leave you alone. If it was a friend that started insulting you, you would probably be thinking, this person doesn't even know what they're talking about, and who the hell do they think they are to judge me like this? Well, now that you view Charlie as something separate from you, it's no different than if it was coming from another person. And that's because you've put Charlie over there with the rest of the crowd, away from you, separate from you. Is this making sense? Leave me a comment and let me know what you think about this technique. I would love to hear from you. So once you're able to start silencing that inner critic, a whole new world of possibilities is going to start to open up for you. And that's because you'll be able to shut down Charlie's nonsense and stop listening to and believing all this bullshit that's been told to you that isn't even true. Once you're able to stop listening to everything that inner critic is telling you, you'll be able to start offering yourself some compassion rather than judgment. You'll be able to start recognizing all the wonderful things about yourself rather than focusing on all the negative things. And when this happens, you'll also start raising your energetic vibrations, and that's when the magic will start to happen in your life. You'll no longer be afraid of trying new things because that inner critic won't matter to you anymore, and you'll know how to keep it quiet. You'll be tuning into different frequencies, positive ones, the kind of frequencies that will help you grow and evolve through the recovery process. I hope that you have found this video helpful. I also have a guided meditation that I made that will help with self-acceptance and self-love. And if you're interested in listening to that meditation, you can find it on my meditation playlist. And also I'll put a link to it in the description. And with that being said, thanks for watching, and I can't wait to see you in the next video.